If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke.
Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Coming up on the show, the USM campus and Hattiesburg community are mourning the loss of one fellow Golden Eagle. We will have more details at the top of the show.
Yes, Amaya, we've heard from students across campus on issues concerning the need for better student services and more.
Nathan Lee gives us an in-depth look at mental health issues affecting the USM campus and what steps are being taken to combat this issue. SMTV News for Wednesday, October 4th starts now.
Hello, USM, and thank you for tuning in for another edition of SMTV. I'm Larissa Lee.
And I am Amaya Norman, and this is SMTV News. Here's our top news story.
A student's death at the 4th Street parking garage has left the USM community shaken. SM2's Abigail Troth has more on the story.
The USM community is grieving after a USM student tragically fell from the 5th floor of this parking garage and later died.
Witnesses reported that an unidentified male student climbed onto the ledge of the 5th floor at the parking garage, where tragedy later struck.
And it took us a while to get off of the 5th floor just because of the emotional impact that it had on all of us.
Moments later, police arrived at the scene to find the student in critical condition. Paramedics arrived and transported the student to the Forest General Hospital, where he died in the early morning hours.
Right now, we have a tragedy, and it's an isolated incident involving just that student. There's no continuing threat to the university. There was no threat to the university, and right now we're still investigating and getting all our facts together.
Since the incident occurred, students and faculty have gathered together to mourn the fellow Golden Eagle. University President Joe Paul released a statement on the matter, expressing his grief and condolences to the friends and family. Students have created a petition to place barriers in the parking garage. This petition has already received over 2,600 signatures. Some students have laid flowers in remembrance of the victim and are even trying to find ways to offer help to those who truly need it.
It's our fellow peers, it's our students. Even if you don't know somebody, they may be next to you in class, or you may walk past them, so little things make a big difference.
If you are in need of immediate help, you can contact the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. For concerns about a peer or loved one on campus, you can file a CARES report. USM also offers an employee assistance program to aid faculty and staff in times of crisis. You don't have to be alone. Abigail Troth, SM2 News.
When mental health crises happen on campus, who can students turn to, and what resources are available to students? Nathan Lee took the time to talk with students on campus about mental health issues and the struggles they face each day. Here's more on the story.
Mental health has come to the forefront of issues that plague the world today, and people are starting to take notice. We have recently seen prominent figures like Selena Gomez, Ryan Reynolds, and even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson come out discussing mental health problems they have faced in their lives. This shows that anyone can be battling mental health issues at any point of their lives, no matter the fame or money. Right now, one group of people that face some of the most mental health issues is college students. According to Mayo Clinic Health, up to 44% of college students have reported symptoms of depression and anxiety. Another Mayo Clinic statistic shows that as many as 75% of students who struggle with depression and anxiety are reluctant to seek help. This raises the question to why a high percentage of college students are facing mental health problems and what are the causes for these issues. Southern Miss student Jane Claire Fort talks about her battle with anxiety and how other people may feel that are dealing with similar problems.
I feel like it's very much still stigmatized, and especially in the South. I know I grew up in a family that was like, if you're struggling, we don't talk about it, we face it, and we get over it. And that was the game plan. And I felt very extremely isolated, and I felt like I was the only person in this world that was struggling really bad with my mental health. And I think that's something a lot of people face, because when you're going through those bouts of anxiety and depression and that panic-ridden feeling all the time, you feel like it's so difficult to do everyday tasks.
Southern Miss students like Fort are starting to come out in droves to talk about their own issues and how the university did or did not help them. Some similar mental health issues that college students deal with are depression, anxiety, suicide ideation and intent, eating disorders, and substance misuse. In a 2021 Healthy Mind study, 22% of college students screened positive for major depression and 41% screened positive for depression overall. Students at the University of Southern Miss have given mixed reviews on the results from the university's Student Counseling Services and Center of Behavioral Health. Fort talks about how the university helped her on her journey.
Like I said earlier, they were really great with working with me with my schedule, but I think that's really all they contributed, which was great. Like, I really needed to be online at the time, but I think kind of offering and talking about the services USM has more, to me, would have probably been more beneficial, because at the time I didn't really know any of the counseling services options that were available, and those really weren't communicated with me. So I think broadcasting that more would have been more beneficial during that period of my life.
Fort's experience is different than other students that attended Southern Miss, as former student Rosemary Pinella talks about how the Center of Behavioral Health helped her tremendously.
So the behavioral health clinic, in no uncertain terms, quite literally saved my life. My therapist at the time really picked me up off the ground. There was a lot of good communication, and she was somebody I felt like I could be really honest about what was going on in my life and everything.
The Center of Behavioral Health helped Pinella get back on her feet as well after she got out of her mental health crisis. These cases show the wide variety of help the university can bring, but why are students still dealing with these issues? In a study from Frontiers in Public Health, it indicates some of the most common factors to why college students are struggling with their mental health. These factors are academic, social, psychological, lifestyle, and physiobiological/genetic factors. While students can face all of these causes in college, academic stress and the frightening reality of taking on more adult-like responsibilities are some of the most common amongst students. Southern Miss student John Benet Kepper talks about the struggles of juggling all aspects of college.
In my head, I'm thinking, I don't have a break, and I have this so-called academic guilt, I guess you could say, because in my head I'm thinking, you have this assignment due, and then a test as soon as you come back from break on Monday. So there was just no rest mentally, maybe physically, but not so much mentally.
Students like Kepper exist all around campus, not knowing how to deal with these thoughts. In a survey conducted by the National Alliance of mental health issues caused 64% of students to drop out and not pursue their degrees. The study also revealed that 50% of students that dropped out did not access mental health services. While you can correlate many things as a cause of mental health problems, one thing that universally does not improve mental health illness is the reluctance of getting help. Fort once again talks about her experience and why she thinks some people are unwilling to get help.
So I think a lot of students struggle with, one, talking about it, because we feel like a lot of people don't understand. But what I've learned through the past couple of years is that pretty much everyone has a struggle, whether it's mental, physical, whatever it may be. While we're not all similar in those struggles, we can relate to each other.
Understanding that you are not the only one dealing with problems is becoming a more consistent feeling among students at Southern Miss. Still, there are students and people everywhere that will not be able to relate to that feeling due to the stigma that followed mental health for years. Now, though, People are starting to break from that mold and are unafraid to express their feelings to others if that can help them. Pushing this narrative can set an example for the youth and people that do not know how to counter mental illness. Students like Rosemary Pinella and Jane Claire Fort are some that can say they have been through the worst times, but still recognize that mental health is a marathon, not a sprint.
I think I've come a really long way, but it's never something that comes to an end. It's always continuous.
I'm Nathan Lee, USM Report.
Students on campus held a candlelight vigil to honor a young man who lost his life. The vigil was organized by fellow student Sarah Boone and was held at Shoemaker Square as the sun set. Students shared a moment of silence and discussed topics such as mental health awareness and resources available on campus. If you are struggling with depression or thoughts of death and/or suicide, you can make an appointment with the counseling center on campus by visiting Bond Hall or calling 601-266-4829 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Student Counseling Center can offer immediate help for those in a crisis, and if you would like to begin seeing a counselor regularly, you can schedule an intake appointment to connect you with a suitable match for your personal needs. You can also call 988, a 24/7 national mental health crisis hotline, and be connected with someone who can help at any time. Even if sometimes it's impossible to let yourself see the people around you who care, there are always resources available and those who will be glad to help and lend an ear. You are never alone.
Here are 5 steps you can take to be the one to help someone in emotional pain. Number 1, ask. Are you thinking about killing yourself? It's not an easy question, but studies shows that asking at-risk individuals if they are suicidal does not increase suicide or suicidal thoughts.
Keep them safe. Reducing a suicidal person's access to highly lethal items or places is an important part of suicide prevention. While this is not always easy, asking if the at-risk person has a plan in removing or disable the lethal means can make a difference.
Be there. Listen carefully and learn what the individual is thinking and feeling. Researchers suggest acknowledging and talking about suicide may in fact reduce rather than increase suicidal thoughts.
Help them connect. Save the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline number and the Crisis Text Line number in your phone so they're there if you need them. You can also help make a connection with a trusted individual, like a family member, friend, spiritual advisor, or mental health professional.
And lastly, stay connected. Staying in touch after a crisis or after being discharged from care can make a difference. Studies have shown the number of suicide deaths goes down when someone follows up with an at-risk person. For more information on suicide prevention, nih.health/topics/suicide-prevention or be the one to.com. Coming up after the break, we'll give the latest news on what's happening around the Pine Belt and around the nation with our weekly flash news briefing.
Stay tuned for news and more. Here's a quick look at your Pine Belt traffic cam provided by MDOT.
Watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke. Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you. It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Anyone can struggle with mental health. Your daughter, your neighbor across the street, your boss, maybe even you. We want you to know there's hope, because there's 988. 988 is more than a number. It's a lifeline to call or text when you need help and don't know where to turn. Hello, you've reached the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Call or text 988 day or night to get the help you deserve.
Welcome back. Here's your flash news briefing. Newly released school accountability scores in Mississippi grades, schools, and districts have shown improvement this year. Official scores have not been giving out for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is the first real look at the growth of Mississippi schools. This year, 87% of schools and 91% of districts received a score of C or above, which is an approximate 6% increase from 2019 scores. Forest County School District and Hattiesburg Public School District both scored an A this year, earning 686 and 672 points respectively. Topping the charts is the Long Beach School District, scoring 803 points.
Governor Tate Reeves has declared October 2nd through October 7th Fall Severe Weather Preparedness Week. This announcement comes after 136 tornadoes touched down in Mississippi last year. And while spring is the most active period for tornadoes countrywide, Mississippi sees a boost of extreme weather in the fall. Officials are trying to promote severe weather preparedness by urging families to check their insurance policies, build a disaster supply kit, and review emergency plans with loved ones. The Mississippi Emergency Management Agency will share messaging on these topics on their Facebook and Twitter pages each day, where they will cover a different topic surrounding severe weather preparation.
In national news, LaFonza Butler has been selected to fill the late Dianna Feinstein Senate seat. Dianna Feinstein, the longest-serving woman senator in U.S. history and former mayor of San Francisco, passed away last Friday. California Governor Gavin Newsom chose LaFonza Butler to serve as Feinstein replacement this Monday. She will serve on the Senate until the next election cycle, when the citizens of California will elect their next acting senator. Butler will be the third Black woman and first openly LGBTQ member of the Senate.
Amaya, October is finally here, and I am so excited to get some cooler temperatures down here.
Yes, I can't wait for the falling leaves and sweaters. But Thel, how's the weather looking out there for the Pine Belt? I'm gonna go right here.
It's actually looking beautiful, Amaya. I'm Bethel Miles here with your SMTV weather forecast, and let's dive right into today's forecast, which brought you a high of 90 and a low of 65, with that cloud coverage being immaculate, covering most of our beautiful skies while giving you some slight shade during your commute to and from class. Heading into the evening, the humidity is going to make it feel a little warmer despite a very slight breeze flowing in westbound at around 5 miles per hour. If you're wondering why the air feels a little muggy, that's because our air quality index tells us that air over Hattiesburg right now is slightly polluted. Though this doesn't affect our visibility, it could definitely play a part in any respiratory or cardiovascular problems you can run into over the next few days. If you have any problems, be sure to visit our campus's health center, the Moffitt, placed directly in front of the student parking garage. Now, let's head into our 5-day forecast. Thursday, just like most of the week, will be absolutely gorgeous with that high of 90 and a low of 68. Friday is going to be somewhat similar with a high of 87 and a low of 57. That rain chance is going to sit at around 24%, so you won't need that umbrella. Now, this is where it gets exciting. Saturday and Sunday are going to be sitting at a high of 75 0 rain percentage, and these lows are absolutely ridiculous. Be sure to start bringing out those jackets from the back of those closets, folks. So, here's your rain chances. Though it's nothing to really worry about, expect the highest rain chance tomorrow at around 7% and Tuesday at around 3%. In other words, you won't be needing your umbrella at all next week. Southern Miss TV brings you your game day weather temperatures. They're looking extremely toasty as Southern Miss takes on the Old Dominion University Lions. Those skies are going to be partly cloudy with a beautiful high of 75 and a low of somewhere near around 61 later on that night. I'm Bethel Miles, and this has been your SMTV I'm Bethel Miles, and this has been your weather forecast for Hattiesburg. Stay tuned for more weather updates right here on SMTV, powered by SM2. When you need to know where weather happens in the Pine Belt, SM2 has you covered.
I'm so excited that these temperatures are finally cooling down.
I mean, at least something good is going on, right?
That's so true.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So.
So we are going to see you back after this commercial break. Please stay tuned. We still have 4th Street Sports and SM2 Community Calendar left in the show.
Not today.
I'm here. You can tell me anything.
I see you. We're in this together.
Breakthroughs are happening.
Treatments are evolving.
The stats can change. Society can change.
We can all say, not today.
Not today.
Not today. Not today.
Not today.
I was so lonely.
I felt so stressed.
I needed someone to talk to.
3 numbers made a difference. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 24/7.
Someone was there to listen to me.
And support me.
3 numbers helped me find the help I needed.
988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Call, text, or chat 24/7.
Good evening, Golden Eagles. I'm Amaya Anderson, your 4th Street and SM2 sports reporter. It is week 5, and I have all things Eagle sports coming up right now. First up, Eagle football is 1-4 and 0-2 in conference play after a tough loss to Texas State with an ending score of 36-50. The Eagles did, however, score 20 of their 36 points in the 4th quarter, where they fought hard to come out on top but were unable to seal the deal. The Eagles will head into their next conference matchup against Old Dominion for the much-anticipated homecoming game. You can be sure to catch the Eagles at 6 p.m. on Saturday over at The Rock. Heading over onto the volleyball side of things, the Lady Eagles are 5-10 after taking 2 losses to Troy, Alabama in the conference showdown this past weekend. The Lady Eagles will be back in action on Thursday as they take on ULM in a conference matchup. You can be sure to catch them at the Southern Miss Wellness Center at 7 p.m. on Thursday. To kick things over to the women's soccer, the Lady Eagles are now 5-5 and 2-1 in conference play after they lost to Old Dominion this past weekend. The Lady Eagles will be back in action Thursday, October 5th, as they take on Georgia State at home. You can be sure to catch the Lady Eagles at 4 p.m. on Thursday in Hattiesburg. Over at the Peak, baseball will be hosting a black and gold scrimmage Saturday, October the 7th at noon and Sunday, October 8th at 3 p.m. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, your 4th Street Player of the Week goes to Latrell Jones, who had 6 receptions for 123 yards versus Texas State this past Saturday. I am Amari Anderson, and this has been your 4th Street Sports Show for the week, powered by SM2 Media. If you want to stay in the game, visit sm2media.com or catch 4th Street Sports in the student prints on 4th Street Sports on WSM 88.5 FM every Monday at 5 p.m. and every week on SMTV. I'm Amari Anderson, and I'm signing off. Peace.
And I'm here with a community calendar where we gather information from around campus and within the community of Hattiesburg. Care for a day of partying and celebrating? Come out to celebrate the inauguration of our 11th president of USM, Joe Paul. It'll be located in Bennett Auditorium at 3 p.m. October 5th. Also, there'll be a following up community celebration held at Spirit Park from 5 to 7 p.m. That same evening, Anchors Dawn will be performing at the courtyard from 7 to 9 p.m. Come out for a good time to release your inner funk and vigorously vibe the rest of the night away. On Saturday, October 7th from 12 to 2 o'clock p.m., Topher's Grill on Hardy Street is upholding a USM homecoming block party to celebrate our upcoming homecoming. This event will include plenty of food, bouncy houses, sidewalk chalk for your little ones, a cornhole competition, and lots of interacting opportunities to meet new people. It seems we have a mystery on our hands. USM SMAC has teamed up with the Forensic Science Society to uphold a murder mystery event in that Cochran Center in Ballroom 1. This event will be held on October 18th starting at 7 to 9 p.m. Everyone's a suspect. Think you can figure out who did what? If you have an event you would like for us to promote, send it to sm2news@usm.edu. Be sure to check out Southern Miss Today, Monday through Thursday at noon on WUSM 88.5. Also, pick up the latest edition of the student prints around campus and make sure to keep tuning in to SMTV. Visit our website at sm2media.com to keep up with all of our news. I am Dondre Burris, and this has been your community calendar.
And we here at Southern Miss TV, we send our deepest condolences to the young man and his family who passed away.
Yes.
If you are ever needing help or needing someone to talk to, be sure to reach out to anyone that you feel is a great person in your life.
Please reach out. I understand that it's hard, and you may think nobody understands, but I promise you, somebody does. So just reach out. Never hold anything in. If you need to vent, always go to someone that you trust. Thank you so much for watching SMTV. Make sure to visit our social media page and like and follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Southern Miss Student Media. If you would like to submit a news tip, email us at sm2news@usm.edu.
Also, Amaya, if you would like to advertise with SM2 Media, please reach out to Josh Wilson at joshua.wilson@usm.edu.
You can find all these stories and more on our website, sm2media.com. That's it for SMTV. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week. Southern Miss to the top.
Anyone can struggle with mental health. Your daughter, your neighbor across the street, your boss, maybe even you. We want you to know there's hope, because there's 988. 988 is more than a number. It's a lifeline to call or text when you need help and don't know where to turn. Hello, you've reached the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Call or text 988 day or night to get the help you deserve.